now that we finally got all our Void 3.0 info, or at least all the info we're going to get before our Witch Queen launch, I thought now would be a good time to talk about exotic armor pieces to save with Void 3.0 coming, and it most likely being the most busted thing since Stasis in the game. At least that's the way I'm thinking things are going to go. So I'm just going to recommend exotics you should look out for / try to farm from lost sectors before Witch Queen launches in 10 days from now-ish. So let's start from the top. Graviton Forfeit. It works well with Night Stalker. Not quite at the top in my opinion, but it's still a solid exotic. A lot of people are gassing it up a bit recently, putting it in contention to be one of the best exotics for Night Stalker, so I thought I'd mention it. Then we've got page 2, Omni and 6 Coyote. I'm not gonna get into this debate of this is better, no, this is better, this is better. 6 Coyote is definitely better though. But in all seriousness, they work very similar in what they do for Night Stalkers. Basically, one gives second dodge, one gives a second smoke. One is team-based, one is more versatile. I'm gonna let you decide that though. It's okay. Both of these are worth farming though, I would say. So if there's a chest lost sector up and you're feeling like farming, I would definitely get one of each at least. Obviously, you want a good roll, but if you don't own one at all, you should at least have one in your vault just ready to go. Then we've got Orpheus rigs. This used to be the best exotic for Night Stalkers back in the day. Back in my day. But with all the changes to Night Stalker coming in, and we don't know exactly every single change that's coming to Night Stalkers, I feel like Orpheus rigs is definitely a sleeper pick to have in your vault just ready to go, depending what they actually end up doing for the full build of Void 3.0. I think this could definitely be a top tier exotic depending what they do. So I would have a good one saved up, or get a better roll if you have a jank roll, just collecting dust. This last one, I'm not really going to say I recommend that you get this one. I just wanted to mention this in case of some shenanigans going on in Void 3.0. We've had some things mentioned where you can do X and Y to get a bunch of orbs out for super energy for your teammates or yourself. So I thought I'd mention this because this is basically a super energy-oriented exotic. Maybe you can have some niche fun things to do with once the Void 3.0 launches. So if you've never gotten Star Eater scales, it might be time to get a piece for you. And now let's move on to the other two classes. Titans, I don't really see a whole lot of change happening. I think you're going to be using most of the same stuff that Titans are already using currently. Things like Helma Saint 14 for a blinding bubble, Ursa's for blocking stuff, which is used like beating a dead horse at this point. Cineceps, you can get a bonus melee damage. Worm Gods could probably have some fun play in there as well. And those are really the main ones I feel like you could be looking out for. You could also look out for Doomfang Pauldrons. These are pretty good to use. I'd say it's probably not the top exotic I'd be using for Void 3.0, but Doomfangs are actually pretty decent. I'm considering it gives you super energy with all the intellect changes we've had recently. Armentarium is definitely going to be one I'm going to recommend people look out for. Before, this used to be alright. You get a second grenade charge, nothing too crazy, but now that Titans are going to get to use more than the usual Void Grenades that they've had in the past, and you can rock 2 of them. So hypothetically, this is just an example, not a confirmation. Imagine you could have 2 Axion bolts coming out using as a Titan instead of a Warlock. That'd be pretty sick, in my opinion. So I would grab an Armentarium if you somehow don't already have one. Helpomilus Light, also a decent choice to have in case you don't know what it does. Using one ability gives your other abilities more damage, or empowered as Bungie puts it. So like you could pop Barricade, then you could throw a grenade, or use your melee, throw a grenade, or a grenade, then melee, yada yada, etc. So it's not a bad exotic to have. Again, with all the changes coming, we don't know exactly what'll be the best, quote unquote. Honestly, this is obviously not for Void 3.0, but if you don't already have Falling Star, absolutely get one. If you're going to go into the Legend campaign, which if you didn't see the changes today, or the announcements rather, Legend campaign is shaping up to be pretty damn good. If you finish the Legend campaign, you get automatic 15-20 gear, which, why wouldn't you want that? And if you plan to go in there, it might be a little rough, and you're probably going to end up using Falling Star at some point on Thunder Crash. Finally, we've got Warlocks. You've got a few choices, to say the least. So first off, we're going to start off with one of my favorites, Nezrak Sin. A big misconception about this exotic, for whatever reason, people don't realize is you can use anything that's void with this helmet in order to reap the benefits. So where it says void damage kills, this does not mean you're locked to Void Walker. Obviously, with Void 3.0, you're probably going to be using Void Walker, but I thought I'd mention this. You actually don't have to use Void Walker. You can literally use this helmet and then just use, like, Recluse, for example, because Recluse is Void, and it'll trigger this ability regen for you. It does not have to be like, oh, you have to throw your nade, you have to throw your Nova Bomb. No, it's just overall Void use. So, obviously, this is a great pick for Void 3.0, but also if you're, like, rocking, I don't know, well, for whatever random reason, you can still run Void weapons and still get the benefits. Just wanted to note that. Let's move on. Stag. Stag's already busted, as is, but we're going to be more Rift gameplay in a couple weeks here. As you can see, your Rift provides damage reduction to allied guardians, probably huge in Legendary Campaign again. Grants Rift energy when you're critically wounded, and on your death, creates a healing rift on your corpse. Why does that matter? Well, in Legendary Campaign, Bungie has said that you will only get 1 revive token per person in each Darkness Zone during the Legendary Campaign, and you have a total of 40 seconds in order to get that revive until it's a wipe. So something like this on your Warlock actually be pretty clutch, considering they die in a bad spot. They can just pop that rift as they die from Stag's perk right here, and then you can try to get them while being inside a healing rift, so you don't just, you know, fly into like 10 enemies and get shot and just instantly killed. So Verity's Brow is an interesting one because I'm not sure whether the new grenade changes for Void 3.0 on Warlocks will have it so that the supernova that you send out that weakens the enemies will be doing like damage over time, taking over time, maybe with a fragment aspect combo perhaps. And then, so if you use this helmet and then throw that nade, will it just be enhanced even further? Just something I thought I'd mention, worth noting. You know, honestly, I don't know what the potential for Controverse hold is going to be with Void 3.0 on, I guess we're just going to call them Devour Locks from now on, instead of Nova Bomb or Void Walker, just Devour Lock, Devour everything. Controverse, going to be interesting how it is going to, I guess, mesh with all the changes and see how it plays out, but it's already a solid Void exotic, so I imagine even post-changes, it's going to be pretty damn good and something to look out for. So this one, Bungie might already have a patch for this on the way, who knows. There's probably day one patch notes that they haven't talked about yet, but I thought I'd mention this. So if you wear the new Devour Warlock boots and do all your Rift combo shenanigans, and then you just switch from the boots to Sanguine Alchemy, and right here it says weapon kills while standing in a Rift, pause the Rift's countdown, extend its duration, blah blah blah. Basically, extending your little mini supernova is what I'm getting at here. This combo could work in theory, probably would work in the current meta, but they might change it. If they don't, this might be something huge to look out for. So if you don't have one of these chess pieces, go get it. I'm not even going to talk about Transverses because I feel like literally everybody on the planet already runs these, so we're just going to skip right by them and talk about Lunafaction boots. While these are extremely popular as well, some people still don't run them these days. To this day, I actually see some people who play like a Well Warlock, let's say in Master Vogue, and don't take advantage of Lunafaction boots where something like Phoenix Protocol does not benefit you at all. Anyway, moving on from that. So again, this is Rift related, something probably where you can swap from the new Rift boots to these Rift boots, or maybe have this on because people are going to be using Empowering Rift more commonly now. So Empowering Rift makes weapons more effective over longer ranges, which could be beneficial depending on the new content. For example, right now in Grasp of Avarice, you prefer to have quicker reload / longer ranges on your rifts killing the enemies. Like for example, let's say you don't one phase the boss and you back up to the back of the arena because everything's going to be respawning, including the sniper shank. Well, with Lunafactions and then on Empowering Rift, you can then use that extended range to kill the shank with something like a Cartesian, whereas without this range boost, you'd be hitting them for like 3 damage with a Super Soaker. So Lunafaction boots kind of overestimated, but also underrated. It's a little weird. Just go get them. They're great. Go get them. And that's it. That's pretty much it involving Void 3.0 going for Witch Queen. I think you should at least have one of each of the things that I mentioned, just collecting dust in your vault or maybe daily use. All these will probably come in handy in some shape or form, and that's it. So if this helps you or enjoyed the video, be sure to like, sub, hit the bell, all the nonsense, sellout mode, you know the deal. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.